missing a player, so everything's kind of jank today. But we're here, we're live. Hi, my name is Wrath. Welcome in. Hopefully you guys are excited to be here. We are back with episode 7, the part 1 finale. I am here DMing King's Crossing, a show where we are exploring the freelands of an unnamed continent in the world of Alderaan. Here with me are Mr. Pickles.
That's me. I play Grunkle, the failed berserker ogre.
And Mr. Fred.
Hey Fred, I play the dwarven Russian dwarf that likes axes and likes digging and likes
what?
gold.
Gold. Okay. We're back. We had a week intermission, took some time away, people's schedules weren't lining up, but we're back to wrap up this session, wrap up this little season, and following this, we're going to be heading back into the strange town of Golden Ridge, DM'd by Mr. Pickles. So, if you guys want more tabletop RPGs, but in a different world, different setting, different system, you can check us out next week.
If it works for people, yeah.
Okay. Then next week, you'll be seeing us here same time. But in the meantime, if you guys are ready, we'll dive in.
Yes.
All right. Previously on King's Crossing, our travel-weary warriors deep in the swamps of the Freeland continued their journey to investigate the cause of aggressive wildlife growing increasingly bolder and encroaching on the good town of Arwin's Rest. Along their journey, they've saved lives, made friends, made enemies, freed captives, spoke to the gods, maybe, did shrooms, found a disturbing new creature near the ashen trees of the mountain. The ashen trees were noted by Mateo, the local barkeep's son, as dangerous. Said he heard it from Liliana when he goes out catching frogs. The same Mateo who looked up to our adventurers as heroes and followed them into danger, giving his own life to help them escape a new threat of the swamp. Odd child-sized woodland critters made of twigs and branches. These creatures seem to have been stalking the players and the town lately. And the heroes have now discovered they rallied around some larger moss and swamp goop-covered being. During the fireside fight with the swamp creatures, another force presented itself, and in some weird way drew the attention away from our party. This, mixed with Mateo's sacrifice, gave us a chance to escape. Finding rest in the storm, our party got some much-needed rest to recover and plan their next steps. They now know the who, or what, they need to deliver the news to Arwin's Rest, along with their bounty of pelts and meat to help provision the town. Not to mention some goods to be used to brew a special new concoction by a certain priestess of the brew. Will our party ever make it back to Arwin's Rest? Will they find the remaining ingredients needed for Numb Abyss? What will they tell Griff about Mateo? Whatever happened to Wylfer's pants, and why can't he remember why he was in captivity? What was that odd gray-horned deer? Let's find out on King's Crossing. Now, as you guys can see, we're back with no Wylfer. Shifty was not able to make it today, which means we may or may not get to hear the end of his story. If his character gets to return, we may get to hear what happened with his story. But in the meantime, you guys awake. It's still stormy, it's still rainy. It's no longer like torrential downpour, lightning, thunderstorms, but it's still raining. The area is lightly flooded, meaning it comes up to about kneecap height. That being kneecap height on Grunkle. Or on I would say kneecap on a normal human being. So a kneecap to Mateo, who technically is a human being, but you know what I mean. So wherever that is equivalent. Wylfer is unconscious at this point. His wounds seem to have overcome him. So he is unconscious, needs healing. Grunkle also hurt, needs healing. Torvekek, I think you're okay, yeah? Yeah.
fine.
And Alexios just had a pierce in his stomach, but it didn't seem to hit anything vital. He seems all right. You guys worked on him, got him patched up last session. So you guys awake in the swamp. What do you do?
Alexios was on watch, right?
I believe so. I couldn't honestly remember. It's been 2 weeks. But yeah, we'll say Alexios is still on watch. He's wrapping up the watch list, and if I remember right, during your watch, you observed some kind of moss-covered creature move across the swamp, but didn't seem to draw its attention to you. You guys stayed quiet, didn't alert it. So
yeah, just watched it walk by, so because I didn't want to poke it and die.
Checks out. Yeah, so we'll say you guys kind of generally wake up around the same time. You guys are kind of coming together. Alexios kind of nods. All clear here. I haven't seen anything throughout the night. It's just been raining the whole time.
It was kind of to be expected, I suppose. You did not see the weird green creature I told you about, did you?
No, I didn't see anything.
Okay, well that is good. That means it's not around here.
Yeah.
All right, we need to get back to town. We have unconscious man. He does not want to wake up.
If I remember right, I think did Wylfer? No, was it Torvekek that climbed a tree?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was Wylfer. I was gonna be like, wait, is Wylfer passed out up in a tree? No, you guys are good.
I'm in the tree.
Oh, that's right. Wylfer's asleep on top of Grunkle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Grunkle, you doing anything this morning?
Grunkle is just sad and dour. He's eating some food, and then he's ready to follow orders.
Good word choice. All right.
Dour and sour.
Alexios will... You guys didn't really set up a camp, but Alexios will kind of go around and make sure that he starts, scuffing out the area, making sure that you guys don't leave anything behind, picking up any gear, probably grabs Wylfer's pack and kind of hoists it up, trying to help out. The day's in your hands.
Direction the town is from here.
You guys have wandered off the trail. You guys are lost in the swamp. Let's get some rolls going. Let's pull up. So navigation is technically the one that we should be using here. To orient ourselves and get going the right direction. But does anyone have it trained?
What is it?
Navigation.
Navigation.
I don't believe so, but I want to check.
Attributes, right?
Yeah, berserkers don't get trained in anything that requires socializing or thought.
No.
Okay.
I do not have trained.
What is your guys' intelligence score?
41.
39.
Damn. Okay. Let me see what Alexios has, because he might be of use actually.
We're a couple of goofballs out here in the swamp. We're like Abbott and Costello, but we're gonna die.
Oh no, Alexios is right there with Grunkle.
Oh, come on, you're supposed to be a bard. You gave a bard no intelligence?
Actually, I think I have to rebuild Alexios' sheet, because I think last time I was on here, I was looking at a sheet going, this is fucked up. Because he was my first ever character that I made in this, and I think I made him wrong. And I never fixed it, and that's on me for being a bad DM. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Oh, you know what? We're going to have one of you guys roll, and the other person can throw up an assist. And that way, if you guys want to. You obviously don't have to, but
I think Torvekek would lead anyways.
Yeah, I was going to say you want me to roll first. Alright, here we go. Navigation.
And then
standard all the way through?
Yeah, standard all the way through, and then Grunkle, what you'll do is you'll roll a d10. And then you can replace his roll with a better d10. So crit fail with a 66, that's bad, but we can change that to another 6. Okay, cool. So that didn't help at all. But let's let you guys have more party members. Let's let other people help. Just 7. Okay, so Alexios isn't any better. Apparently I'm rolling a shifty, but whatever. I don't know why it does that. I'm not even clicked on shifty. Weird. Okay. So yeah, you guys currently don't know your direction, which way to go home, but you can start searching for landmarks, navigation, find a path. Basically, you know which way you ran from, so you know that would at least take you back to the path.
But do we want to go back that direction? What do you think, Grunkle? You think we just try and find our way, or do you think we backtrack?
Grunkle not made of good decisions anymore.
Grunkle, either you tell me what you think, or I put an axe in your shoulder.
Grunkle's shoulder not good for anything anyways.
Exactly, I'll just make it worse. So tell me, what do you think?
Grunkle think we go this direction.
Which way is that?
I guess, if we're looking back the way we came, it would be the left to hopefully, cut back to where we were walking on a trail before.
Okay, I like it. So, I'm trying to think of the word.
An isosceles triangle?
I was gonna say like a guided guess, whatever that's called. There's a word for it. Educated guess.
Educated.
Not educated guess. Okay. Torvekek, do you want to follow Grunkle's lead, or do you think you know better?
I have no idea, so I'll just follow Grunkle.
All right. Alexios will as well follow.
Can't be any worse than staying here.
Is Wylfer gonna be alright?
He should be fine. He's not going to walk for a while. But, yeah, he'll be fine. If he wakes up.
He'll be fine if he's alive. Fair enough.
He's like hanging from the back of my backpack, right?
Sure. If that's how you want him equipped.
Yeah,
you just like strapped him to your backpack, like a rope hung off the side.
Slumped forward, and so like if you're walking behind me, you see him slumped. Just
yeah, I like it. Okay, you guys push off. Moving through the swamp. You guys are all too familiar with the swamp at this point. You guys have trudged through this for. This is your second day, I believe. Second or third day now, trudging through. Moving through. Thank you, Fred. You gifting our subs. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's huge. You guys trudge on, moving through. You guys know to pick up your feet, kind of test your footing before sinking into mud pits. You guys are moving through. I need awareness checks from both of you, if you don't mind. General awareness checks, or better yet, if you guys could just tell me what your awareness would be. Like if it's a 31 plus 10 or whatever, you know.
That'd be perception, right?
It would be based off your perception, yeah. If you hover over it, it should highlight.
45.
My perception's a 42.
Okay, and you guys don't have awareness trained?
No.
No.
45 and 42 then?
Yep.
Okay. Grunkle, you notice as you guys are moving along, you don't hear anything, but you more sense it. And this could be almost because you have a perk that makes it to where you're more at ease at home in the wild. And so this could be you know what at peace feels like, and this isn't it. It's like that shiver running down your spine, the hair standing up on your arm. You sense something. I will allow you and you alone to roll awareness if you want to search for anything out of the ordinary. If you want to react in any sort of way, this is your chance. What do you want to do?
Yeah. After letting down all of my comrades and letting a hero die, because I'm too much of a failure to save him, I'm going to, and because I'm the line leader now, I need to redeem myself. So
Okay.
I'm going to stop the party, sniff the air like I'm a pig looking for air truffles. I'm gonna try and search. I'm gonna redeem myself.
All right.
Except I'm not though.
You guys do have. I was gonna say Benny's, not Benny's. Fortune points.
Except I'm not.
If you guys want to use fortune points. Make sure you roll.
Probably shouldn't.
I mean,
Like
you can't get much worse than a
succeed.
95.
What is this, Warhammer? Are we playing by degrees of success and failure?
Oh god, I remember
you
that.
know what?
Yeah.
Yes, I want to take a fortune point just because.
Okay.
Why not?
I-
I'm gonna attempt.
I won't allow anyone to assist because they're not aware of the situation, but you could alert them and be like, hey, help me look, something's off, and then I would allow them to help you if you wanted them to roll an assist as well. So that's another option.
My luck first.
Okay.
Or I want to tempt fortune.
Okay.
And
I like
do
it.
a reroll.
I like it. Okay, we're looking at 73. You need to go 45 or less. How do you want to proceed? You could get help from your allies. You could... At this point, in Grunkle's mind, you don't see anything. So you're like, maybe it's nothing.
Grunkle thought he smelled something like home, maybe, and Grunkle felt like something bad could have happened. Sorry to stop the group.
I mean, if you think something bad going to happen, I'd rather stop for no reason than, get jumped by the little baby creatures again.
Oh, well, Grunkle didn't actually smell home. That was lie. Grunkle smelled something unsettling. That's why Grunkle stopped. But Grunkle can't sense anything.
That is an even better reason to stop, to be honest. I'd rather, find out what smells weird than, get jumped by baby monsters.
Yeah, Grunkle don't like baby monsters. Grunkle feel hungover about baby monsters.
Baby monsters killed small child.
Grunkle not save much hell.
Grunkle was drunk.
Just because Grunkle is drunkle does not mean Grunkle cannot save child.
The results speak for themselves, Grunkle.
True. Well, this shoulder isn't helping, but...
All right, we need to keep going, Grunkle. If we're going the right way, great. If not, then
Grunkle's gonna take a leaf off of a nearby branch or a piece of moss. He's gonna taste it, spit it out, and then nod yes. This is the right direction.
Are you sure?
I want Grunkle to roll a survival, and I'm going to give you a +10 on that. Whatever that routine. I got there eventually.
+10 you said?
Yeah, or routine gives you the +10 either way.
I'm gonna give a +10 because he said it that way.
Okay. I said it wrong, so you're taking it. Ooh.
Oh, thank God. Grunkle eat poison regularly. Grunkle not take the eat poison racial trait because he idiot.
Grunkle can eat anything.
Yeah, but there's one that specifically makes it so you can eat poisons or be injected with poisons and you're completely immune.
See,
just because I can eat anything,
you can eat it.
I can,
still get poisoned by it.
I can survive off of eating anything. Therefore, there's no chance that I will ever eat Torvekek.
Speaking of which, did we ever decide what Torvekek's special thing was?
Oh yeah, because I got the keg of beer. I thought
he got the crystal pipe. Are you talking about your power that you'll get? Because his eat anything is one of his racial traits.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
The power thing we haven't gotten to yet. You guys haven't acquired those, but no, you never specifically really chose one. But we haven't gotten to that yet. That'll come up, but it didn't come up this chapter. So, Grunkle, you succeeded on your survival check. As you eat the leaf, you lick the leaf, you taste test and check. You do get the sense. You get the sense that I'm trying to think of the way to word this.
Too.
It tastes like nature, like leaf, like tree, nothing off, but there is an odd taste, like a creature you... trying to think if you would have ever encountered something like this. It's a creature you've eaten before. It's a taste you remember, but you can't quite place it. But it's something you recall.
It's a good taste.
Yeah.
Is it more earthy? Is it sweet, bitter?
Yeah, more earthy. It's just it's a familiar kind of taste on the tongue. You like a creature brushed against this leaf or something, like was moving through here, and I can taste it.
Is it more spicy or sweet? In the
Neither.
earthy department. Is it a bitter earthy?
Yeah.
Oh, bitter earthy.
Yeah.
That would go well with bread, if memory serves.
If you ate it, it was probably seasoned.
Yes, with bread.
Bread, yes, seasoned with bread, yes. Okay, so
Grunkle rule. Oh, go for it.
I was gonna say, you guys stopped. You alerted Torvekek to this thing. From what I heard, it sounded like Torvekek was requesting that you keep going.
Yeah, and Grunkle was like, picks a leaf off and tastes it as if he's going to he's trying to give an air of confidence with his deception here. But then he'll stare off as if mesmerized for a moment. Sorry.
I said that I'd rather him stop and figure something out if he needs to, but we need to keep moving as well.
So then my question is Grunkle interested in trying to uncover what this odd feeling is, or are you guys moving on? Because I need to know if Torvekek's assisting, if he's looking for himself, if Alexios should be looking.
If he's going to try and figure it out, Torvekek will help.
Well, yeah. So Grunkle, having looked off mesmerized by this sudden memory taste, instead of throwing the leaf on the ground, he will hold it in his mouth for a little while and chew slowly, and then turn to Torvekek and say, "Grunkle, think big monster nearby. Big monster that tasted good. Sort of earthy taste, good with bread. Something nearby, brushed against tree. We might be being hunted, or big cattle ready to be hunted by
Okay.
Guess my arm.
So we have options here. If we're being hunted or if it's something we can hunt, we can just leave it alone. Plenty of food. We need to keep moving. Do you know how close it is?
No.
Do you know how long it's been since it's been through here?
Grunkle would guess probably at least a day before. Stink smells wear off for the ogre
we just
nose.
need to keep moving.
Oh well. What if this is bear? I saw bear once before, and I think I've eaten bear. This could be bear, and we need bear poop to get the thing for the numb abyss.
For the what?
Your goddess lady, the priestess. She said to make the numb abyss, we gotta get 4 things. We gotta get my notes out of my pocket. We need the silent blood rose first off. Oh, this is just a napkin. It doesn't mean it. We need silent blood rose, where blood spills at night and it'll make a rose. And we need the daydream caps. We got that. And the bearberry weed that looks sour green that grows out of bear poop. Fluxberry berry. Fluxberry berry.
Look at our party that we have here. How many of us do not have piece of wood sticking out of us? Me. I'm the only one.
Yes, that's true.
Right now is not a good time to be looking and speeding through the forest looking for shit. Literal shit. We have
true,
to
true.
go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We
should...
are what the dwarves would say, combat ineffective. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Grunkle did
Now,
not do good.
take your big ass and move it.
Okay. Grunkle will grab his butt and start walking along. In the direction that he intended to go, that he pointed at with his fat finger. Sorry, his husky finger.
Shit. All right. As you guys are moving along, you guys come to a spot where the water gets to about waist deep. You guys are moving through the swamp. Everything's fine. The water just gets. It looks like it's gone into like a lowland area. But you can see not too far ahead. It kind of there's a mound where it actually goes up onto dry land, the raised ground. So you guys move through. It gets up to about waist deep. This is on like Grunkles, so for Alexios it's about like chest deep, and for Torvekek it's like holding your head up above water. It's not very far. Sorry?
So Torvekek just sitting on Grunkle's head.
That's up to you guys if you guys want to do that. It's not very far across, but there is a small like stream basically. Are you guys moving through it? If you guys don't want to go through this stream over to the higher ground, we can go around. We can do other stuff.
No, we'll go, but I think we should.
It doesn't seem like dangerous.
We should have like rope connecting us, so if anybody gets pulled, then.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Well, okay. If Grunkle gets pulled, you all
go with him.
And if one of you gets pulled, then nobody lets go.
Hey, Grunkle.
Yeah.
Do you remember us crossing a river when we were on the way out here?
Grunkle was eating most of the travel time, so no, Grunkle not remember much about the specifics.
I don't remember a river either. I remember a big hole, but I do not remember a river.
That's just a divot. Divot's not a river. Right?
Right.
That's true. Right?
So,
okay.
Can you do the math in your mind, Grunkle?
We were never here.
Exactly. We're going the wrong way.
All right. Well, Grunkle's going to take a handful of the water and sniff it. And then splash it into the water. Yeah, all right. I think you're right. Let's go this way.
Grunkle, roll an awareness check, Grunkle.
Okay, well, is it stinky water?
No, this is gonna work.
82. You splash the water. Seems to act like normal water.
It's not Jello.
Not Jello.
Damn it. Grunkle, what a pool filled with Jello.
It's a normal stream, small current. Doesn't seem threatening.
Alright, Grunkle. So we have two options here. We can go that way, or we can go that way. Because my thinking is if we follow the river, we will eventually get back to town.
That's the math. Okay.
Because there was a river near town.
Okay.
So if we follow the river in one of these directions, we will eventually get there. The trick is figuring out which direction we need to go. Any ideas?
Can Grunkle roll?
Like a somersault?
No. Can he roll?
What are you trying to do?
trying to find a skill I can use to do anything here.
Okay, fair.
And I just kind of went through and it's like, okay, I have martial melee, of course, simple melee.
You have all the skills.
Intimidate.
It's
I'm
just some of
talking
them
about
you're better
actually
at.
A chance. I was trying to find something that I could leverage that Grunkle's good at, but hitting the water is not going to do anything, and hitting the world won't make it bring him to town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Grunkle has nothing. He just shrugs. Grunkle not trained in navigation. He's not navigation ogre. Grunkle is apparently trained as a zerker. I run into towns, but I don't know how to get to towns. They just point me in directions saying "Rawr," and Grunkle and all of his troop go "Rawr."
Alexios, I would ask you, but you've never been to town, right?
Which town?
The one we came from, the one I assume we were going towards.
I've never been to a dwarven kingdom before, no.
Not that we're not going to a dwarven kingdom. If we were going to a dwarven kingdom, then that'd be an entirely different story.
I have no idea what town you guys came from.
What's the name of the town again?
Arwin's Rest.
Okay.
Okay, good. Grunkle didn't actually have knowledge skill.
No, it is the Arwin's Rest.
No, I've never been there.
Right.
Is that
So,
that's the town that was nearby that you guys were planning on taking me to?
yes.
Okay. Well, I would imagine finding the road would be our best bet.
Yes.
Yes,
But
we find
don't-
road.
it-
Maybe we could also get convenience store where we can get snacks and have a good time, and then find a nice chariot to go to the Coliseum and have a la-di-da. But no, sorry, Alexios, that was very rude of me. But yes, of course we would like road.
Immediately goes into rage.
Alexios kind of hoists up Wylfer's pack and kind of takes a couple steps back, like, "Oh dear God."
Sorry, Grunkle just not interested in this kind of bathhouse. He's gonna splash some water in a direction away from his friends.
Roll an awareness check.
Grunkle. Click, click, boom.
You splash water.
This water's too normal. Why is it so normal? You know what? Actually, Grunkle is going to take out his hardened wood stick.
Okay.
Okay, he's gonna plant it on the surface of the water in a direction pointing like in a fan. No. He's like laying it on.
Yeah,
top.
it's like no.
His goal is to make a wave of water angrily, like how kids do in a swimming pool.
Okay.
But he's doing it in an arc that's away from his allies, so he's not going to try and get Alexios with this. He just wants to angrily smack this water with his stick to make a big splash of water.
Okay.
Of anger.
Roll an attack.
Okay. Simple.
Nope.
Melee!
Nope.
You can't defeat me, water!
Wrong.
Miss.
Roll your weapon attack.
Oh, sorry.
I knew you were gonna do it. You do it every time.
But I'm invincible!
There it is.
Okay.
Success. So you see Grunkle jab his spear, his fire hardened spear, kind of perpendicular, right?
Adjacent
Parallel.
to.
Adjacent,
Parallel,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, parallel with the water, and kind of sweep it in an arc. The water bending to his will, his impressive might. Just it's not even like there's any resistance. You just throw the water, and you see it goes up and splashes, creating a very beautiful little arc. And then the water switches direction. No. So when the stream was originally flowing that way, now it's flowing that way.
What the fuck did you do? You just broke the laws of nature.
Grunkle didn't do it on purpose. Grunkle was just angry.
Grunkle. This makes everything so much more complicated.
How does this make anything more complicated?
Because I think I just figured out where we needed to go. But now the water is reversed, and my mind is broken.
When you guys get a chance, I will need awareness checks from both of you following this. Alexios is clueless. He's just watching you two. Is that your recent? Oh, yeah, that's a recent awareness. Okay, so success and success. Both of you guys, hair stands up on the back of your neck. Shiver down your spine. Disturbance in the force type.
Ooh.
Grunkle.
Grunkle smell. Strange smell again.
Grunkle.
I didn't do it.
You over here breaking the laws of physics and nature,
Not
and then
on
we have
purpose.
something coming after us.
Okay,
It is, of
well,
course, your fault once again.
Well, agree to disagree here. Grunkle just did
We
a
don't
little
have
water
time to do
tantrum.
anything. We need to move now.
Okay, well, let's cross the river.
No. Well,
Let's go adjacent to the river as the way it runs now.
okay. Do you think we have time before whatever is coming for us gets on top of us?
I don't know.
Fuck it. Let's go.
Okay. I'm not in charge of logistics, by the way. I was Zerker Ogre. They didn't even trust me to keep track of my own axe. I don't have an axe anymore.
He lost it.
How did you lose the axe?
Well, I actually had a sword and I picked up somebody's axe, and so
They didn't trust you to keep hold of their axe.
well, because I lost my sword, I guess, and so I took an axe and said it was mine, and that was the wrong answer, and yeah, long story short, here I am.
You both hear nothing, but you feel. The best way I can describe it is Jurassic Park, where they're looking and like there's the giant footprint that has the puddle in it, and all of a sudden there's like a ripple through it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You hear nothing, but you feel that ripple go up your body.
Uncle, we need to get across this water now. Can you swim with what's his face on your back?
You feel it again.
Yeah, let's go.
Get the
We are
fuck out!
going.
Let's go! Alexios!
Yeah, right behind you. You guys step down into the stream. Seems like a normal stream. The water's flowing that way. It's cold, but it's still raining all around you.
I'm riding on Grunkle's head because dwarves are not good swimmers.
Fair.
Apparently, I'm just carrying.
Alexios walks behind you. It only goes up to like his waist, so he's just holding up the gear.
Torvekek sitting on Grunkle's head and pulls his axe.
Grunkle, you cross the stream. You step up onto a higher land, where you're no longer waist deep in water, knees in water.
Grunkle miss water now. Psych.
Is psych a thing in the? Okay.
No. Oh, yeah,
Is
it'll take a
now.
few
It's
centuries.
part of the ogre alphabet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's part of ogre culture.
Yeah.
We have all sorts of weird sitcom references. Just as if.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a valley ogre. We don't.
We don't associate with valley ogres.
I love it.
Oh,
yeah.
You are so out. Anyways.
You're standing on higher ground. As you do, Alexios will come up next to you, and he'll begin like shaking out his gear, you know, trying to dry off a little bit, even though it's raining. Kind of, at least like what do you call it, squeegeeing out his
Getting rid of
gear.
excess water.
Yeah. And as he's doing that, Grunkle, you see a shape moving through the trees. Just on the other side of the stream from where you guys came from.
Is it a bear?
This shape, it could be. The shape looks like it's... I mean, if, say these trees are maybe, I don't know, say 5 stories tall, just give or take. We'll say this creature is about maybe 3 stories tall.
Bears aren't usually that big, are they?
And it seems like it's maybe 5 to 10 carriages long. It moves on 4 legs. It's got a long head with like a snout. And you see as it's moving, a tongue keeps darting out. Long tongue keeps darting out. And it's moving, like if you're looking back at the stream, it's moving left to right. And, you know, lumbering through, you hear nothing. It's completely silent. But you feel those small ripples up your spine as it steps. Long tail, kind of slowly and methodically moving back and forth as it moves through the trees. It's maybe 5 to 7 times bigger than you.
Is this a mega sloth?
Have you seen Megasauce?
Well, I mean that more from like my picturing. This sounds exactly like a mega sloth, like the prehistoric, like bigger than woolly mammoths, giant sloths.
Potentially.
The darting tongue.
Yeah, you're not close enough to get
Grunkle
a better view. Yeah, you're not close enough to see if it's like furry or leathery skin or scaled or anything. But you do know it's completely silent. It's huge. It's got a tongue darting back and forth, long tail, snout, and it's moving through the trees. But it seems to be going left to right. You don't see wings. You see it kind of slow, methodically steps. Tongue kind of darts out. It kind of moves its head left and right. Takes another step. Moving through. It seems lumbersome, but I don't know, agile in some way. Like there's no resistance as it moves.
So kind of like maybe like how a cat will be moving slowly and methodically, but then all of a sudden sprint.
Yeah,
really quick.
Yeah. So it like moves completely fluidic with the forest, so it's not like held back by the terrain or anything. It kind of moves around the trees, and yeah, I'd say cat-like almost. That's a good reference.
Dragons are usually cat-like in that way. Their bodies. Grunkle is going to push forward. He does not want to stare at this thing for too long and think about dragons.
Okay. Alexios is wringing out his clothes, and he goes, "Oh, jeez. Do you think we'll make it home anytime soon? Could use a hot fire and hot meal to boot." No, you see the creature stops, and its head turns towards you guys.
Oh, Grunkle, please don't wave at it.
It would have been better if you'd stayed quiet.
Grunkle has noticed this because you were able to feel the ripples going through. Torvekek, if you're still up on top of Grunkle, you didn't feel it. So you haven't noticed the creature.
So I didn't notice the 3-story tall creature that's marching through the forest.
It's behind us, I guess.
It's behind you, and it's moving with the force. Like it's completely silent.
On our side of the river.
Across the it's more of a stream than a river. It's not a massive waterway.
I was starting to think maybe this was just its footprint that had gotten water, so when I smacked the water, it just flowed because it's just flowing in any direction.
Except when you smack the water, say you smacked it and sprayed water that way, the water flow started going that way. Because it was flowing that way. Is how I described it.
Understand physics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grunkle's gonna keep pushing on, but Torvekek, you probably feel him tense up a bit and kind of moving quickly a little bit. Grunkle also want to get home and not be eaten by a giant thing with tongue that behind us. Just Just well, don't scroll
Torvekek
around.
twist around.
Alexios is like trying to keep up, putting his boot back on after dumping water out. He's like trying to keep up with you guys as he just randomly started taking off. He's like, what?
Come on, Alexios, we got to get there quick. You want the fireplace, don't you? You want fire, yeah.
Did you say giant thing with tongue?
No, just keep walking. That's for Torvekek. Don't listen to conversations that don't involve you.
All right. What does the party do?
Grunkle's gonna march on.
Yeah, Torvekek's gonna, try and march on. If there's no deep water anymore, he's gonna hop off of his head and try and walk.
Yep.
Or run, depending on the situation.
You guys seem to be on higher ground. Grunkle, you're no longer watching the creature?
Yeah, Grunkle's gonna try not to... I know what you want me to do. You
can do whatever you want. I just want to know what you're doing.
I want to wave at the creature and be like, "Hi, dragon," and have the dragon be like, "Oh, hi, Mr. Pickles." It'd be Grunkles. No, it's not, and that's not how things work in this universe. I know. So Grunkle is not a fool.
Okay.
Even if he's a friend, he's going to give this large creature its space, and he's going to turn his back and move in a steady, swift method. And also, I have the question of, we started at the 20-minute mark, so is that when the next commercial is?
Yeah. Okay. So we're technically, I'm looking, we're at 47 minutes.
Okay, so in 13 minutes. Okay, yeah, that would be at the 20-minute mark. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Perfect.
Advertised over.
No, yeah, you're right. We'll be taking a break then. As you press on with your party, Grunkle, you do not feel any more ripples in the ground. But last you saw, that creature had turned towards you and darted at its tongue before you turned and pressed on. You don't hear anything. Now you no longer feel anything. And the party presses on. You guys move on through the swamp. As you guys do, you're pressing through, kind of keeping to the highlands, staying out of the streams and open flowing water now. Let's do an awareness check from both of you.
Alright.
Sorry for all the awareness checks. But...
I mean, if there's something hidden, then,
It'd be nice if I had that skill trained.
Is that a new one from Torvekek? No, that's 12 minutes ago. Okay, fail. Alexios did succeed, though. So, as you guys are moving on, Alexios kind of reaches out and taps Torvekek, and he goes, "Did you hear that?"
Did I hear what?
He'll stop and he'll listen again. He goes, There's something in the trees. And you start to hear it now that you've stopped and you're listening, and you hear this, and it's getting louder, and it seems like something's moving through the low brush, and it's coming towards you.
Boys, nothing ever easy. Grunkle, we got company.
What?
We have company, you string cheese eating ogre.
First off, it isn't string trees. This is raspberry sour belts from the convenience store we didn't stop at. And also, Grunkle is just thinking of things. He doesn't actually have delicious treats to. Grunkle looks up at the...
You guys are able to hear now. Seems to be behind you. Something's coming towards your path. Coming out of the brushes. I'll allow any of you to ready any actions, react, prepare anything, but there's something moving towards you.
Turn around, shield up, axe up, ready to fight and charge if it's hostile.
Okay.
I can probably still hold my mortuary sword, but that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Alexios kind of moves back behind Torvekek and pulls out one of his throwing knives.
Shield.
Yeah. As you guys watch, crossing left to right across this highland, kind of moving up. So picture it like you guys are kind of on this mound, but it is long, So you guys are sticking to this highland kind of thing, right? On either side is brush, like low brush, bushes, all that, right? Coming up onto the high ground, this massive, maybe, I'd say about, like, it'd be like a horse size for Grunkle. So, like, twice as big as a normal horse, give or take. This giant gray, fat brute beast. It doesn't even seem to really notice you. It turns and like looks at you at the last second as it gets up onto the mound. Long horns off its head. This thing comes up and its ear kind of flickers and it turns and kind of looks at you, and you can see this whoosh as it breathes out and like blows up all this like dirt and dust and smoke off the road as raindrops kind of come around, and you can see its body kind of tenses. But then you hear a lighter sound, kind of almost like a whimper, as behind it a possibly familiar creature steps out behind it. A similar looking gray horned deer, about, I don't know, a fifth of the size, looks like a baby of that creature, steps out, and you can see a recently, not scarred over, but a recent wound that is like the blood is congealed and it's no longer bleeding. It seems taken care of, but across its side as it steps up, turns, looking at you guys. You guys both had reactions held?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess Grunkle will put away his sword. This doesn't seem like a fight to pick.
Torvekek's gonna back up a little bit, still with axe and shield out facing them, but kind of like the slowly back away kind of thing.
At this, you see the smaller creature kind of let out this grunt, a little like snort, as it does this clumsy kind of prance in a circle between the larger beast and between you guys, and kind of raises its head towards the sky, towards you guys, kind of lets out this like as it puts its head back down and kind of does another clumsy prance around the circle, kind of tripping and getting back up, before the larger beast kind of lowers its head towards you guys, almost in a bow, before turning, grunting, and continuing down the right side now of the hill, heading back into the brush. The smaller creature will turn to follow it unless you guys choose to act.
What the fuck was that?
I think these are deer because they are behaving like the deer.
That was not a fucking deer.
Yeah, well, maybe they're like a deer offshoot. I don't know, but they're behaving like little herbivores. A word I don't know, but I've heard. I haven't. But yeah,
Grunkle.
friggin' plant eaters.
You're telling me that that's a giant deer?
A fat deer, yes.
Do I need to draw you a picture of a deer?
Horse shaped but with horns, but not quite a moose. Do I know what moose is? I don't.
Did that look like a horse shape to you?
Like a large one, like a Grunkle-sized horse, yeah. That's what the storyteller told me. He said
it was that size. He didn't say it was shaped like a horse.
But he said it's wider, but you know.
All right, fine,
Grunkle
whatever. It doesn't matter.
Deer.
We can describe it to when we get back. If we get back, because at this rate, I don't know if we're going to.
Yeah, we may as well build a house out here at this point. Grunkle will not know how to build a house.
I can dig a house.
Okay, well,
I don't know if I can make it big enough to fit you, but I can build one.
Okay, well, let's give it a try when we give up.
All right.
We haven't given up.
Torvekek looks up from getting ready to put his backpack on the ground. We haven't?
No, we haven't given up yet. Come on. Grunkle still have food. Most of the food is still dry, but the biscuits and gravy were never dry to begin with, so...
It's no trouble. I can just do it in like 5 minutes.
No, we need to keep marching. It only took us 1 day to travel out here, even when we got
and we've
lost.
been out here for 2.
This is the 2nd day.
It's the 3rd day.
Well, we only napped once, and it was interrupted by stinky monsters that made us run and nap a 2nd time. So I know why.
And we got interrupted again the 2nd time, then we finally found somewhere to go to sleep.
Oh, yeah. Well, either way, it'll only take us a day to get back if we keep trying, yes. Can I roll? Never mind, I can't.
Okay.
I was going to ask to roll leadership to make like a good speech or something, but it has an asterisk, which I think means I can't roll it.
No, you can still roll. It's just flip the fail.
Oh,
so it's like having disadvantage.
Okay, I want Grunkle to try like that to be like a rousing speech. Like, you know what, Torvekek, we can do this. We won't make a hole in the ground until we give up all the way.
All right.
You know,
leadership.
Torvekek, Grunkle not a complete fail.
Crit failure. Grunkle not a complete failure. Crit fail.
Grunkle like slips.
A really bad failure.
Grunkle really could use a commercial break right now. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Grunkle's having flashbacks to when he...
time in the swamp.
Grunkle's not doing good in the swamp.
Can I flip it? That's still a failure.
It flips to 99. It's still a crit fail. Yeah, Grunkle, you I fucking stub your toe. I don't know. Jesus.
In the middle of the speech, stubs his toe and falls over.
And knees himself in the balls.
Yeah, like,
oh.
Yeah, it's just one thing leads to the domino. Yeah, you stumble, and as you fall, you fall into the middle, like you fall out of the brush, like, you know, you guys are clearing away the brush as you're moving forward. Grunkle falls forward and lands in what looks to be some sort of clearing. He can see from this clearing, there's a path going that way, a path going that way, and a path going that way.
Torvekek, I need you to make this decision. Grunkle's legs are hurting from his leg hitting.
Bush.
Sorry?
The fuck? I said Torvekek pokes his head through the bush. The fuck do you mean you need me to make this decision? You're leading, yeah?
Grunkle, hate to break it to you, but Grunkle not big leader of Berserker Band. Grunkle was fail Berserker. You're a dwarven warrior. We ogres hear about what the dwarves are able to do. You are obviously a sergeant, at least a sergeant in the dwarven military. You are the one who knows things like this. You let us to begin with. Grunkle not know why you let him lead when Grunkle clearly big fuck up.
Because you seemed like you knew what you were doing. All right.
Before you make a decision, you guys find yourselves in this clearing. It seems to be some sort of crossroads. Multiple paths going in different directions. You can see very clearly that there's a path going that way, a path going that way, a path going that way. Something about this feels familiar, but it looks uncrossed. Like you guys haven't been here before. We're going to investigate this a little bit further after a break. But we are back. Our characters just recently escaped all kinds of atrocities in the swamps of the Freelands, currently trying to make their way back to Arwin's Rest. They've most recently stumbled out into some kind of crossroads, unknown where they're at, where they need to be going. They're trying to figure it out. You guys have stumbled out into this crossroads. Grunkle, you literally stumbled into this crossroads. Torvekek's popped his head out of the bush to check on you. What would you guys like to do? As you're deciding, Grunkle, you, both of you feel a ripple in the ground. A shiver down your back.
Aren't coming back?
Okay, Grunkle, think we go the hold up. So we go into the clearing, and I'm assuming it's like a rough circle shape, and you said that way, that way, that way.
Mhm.
Is it like a perfect crossroads like this, and we stumbled in at one of them? Or is it like we stumbled into an area and it's like fanning out? Are there ones closer to each other, or is it like a grid?
It's like a T. So the path is going left to right, and then there's a shoot off going that way, and you guys would just come out of the brush.
Oh, okay. Straight. Grunkle straight. We go straight.
If you guys want, you could always roll something to try and get better bearing, try and get an idea, try and figure stuff out. What would you like to, what are you trying to do, or what would you like to roll?
Let's see if I can get my bearings a little bit.
Okay. Navigation.
Hey!
Grunkle's scared, so he's gonna lick his wound.
It is a flip to fail, so it would be, unless it already flips to fail. Let me double check. Either way, oh no, it didn't flip to fail because that would be a 32, but that succeeds. So either way, you succeed. Torvekek, you've been here. This is the crossroads you guys met Wylfer at. You know that town is that way. You guys went that way. And you remember that there was a bear trap here, blood spill, and blood trail going down the other trail, the one going straight. However, now there were dead bodies here of guys you killed too, the freemen.
Right.
There are no bodies, and it looks like, to your knowledge, I mean, from what you can see, it looks like the area's been covered up. The blood is, there's like, it's obvious that dirt was kicked around and like, whatever to like cover the area up.
So it's like
And
somebody
it
came
rained.
through and physically covered everything up.
It seems like that. It's also raining. True.
Yeah, the rain came over and cleaned things up for these bandits. I'm not gonna call them freemen because they're slavers.
Yeah, the rain
Okay.
cleaned up the bodies.
I know where
Yeah,
we're
they picked
going.
them up and- Okay, let's go fast. Then we gotta go fast.
We need to get out of here. Let's go. I'm guessing there's no blood roses or anything where the blood was.
Not
Let's
currently.
go at night.
Okay.
We'd have to stay here at night, and I think Big Guy's gonna eat us if we do that. So we
Yeah,
better
we're just moving. We're just moving on.
keep
Is that-
on down the road.
Is that what it says in your notes, Grunkle?
Well, let me see what. It
I
says in
mean,
my
fair.
notes.
No,
Let me
that's
pull
fine.
that
That's
napkin
fine. No,
out.
that's fine.
Silent
You guys are heading down
flowers
the.
grow red. Only harvest at night, but I guess it could grow, but we can only harvest it at night. And the fluxberry bear droppings could come from a dead bear from the bear trap if it died and then evacuated its bowels. I feel that's what my notes say.
I don't remember ever saying
you're
anything about at night.
Silent blood rose, flower goes red, can only harvest at night, silent where blood is spilled. Oh, we would know it's where the proper location because it would be a silent in that area. That's why I put silent. So if we see or hear no sound and it's at night, then we know that we're nearby.
Maybe that's something on my part that I said wrong. I'd have to look at the footage. They're nothing to do with night.
Oh,
So I might have said that wrong, so I apologize. We'll retcon that.
okay. I'll just cross that out. Permanent marker on my screen.
Yep, perfect. But no, you guys don't currently see any blood rose there. What were you guys wanting to do?
I didn't catch that.
I didn't hear that, yeah.
Moving to town as fast as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, and Grunkle's following.
Okay. You guys head out.
Grunkle's not ready to take on a dinosaur.
You guys pick up right back down the trail that you guys originally came down. Headed back towards Arwin's Rest. Moving along, following the main trail. This is actually not the trail you guys came down, because you guys came down the game trail, the animal trail, and connected in. But now you're following the actual trail, the main trail. And as you're going along, you can see it's decently well traveled. Area seems clear. It's currently raining. What's up?
I thought we were on the main trail, and
we were on a game trail.
Yeah.
Okay, I honestly thought we were on a main trail. I'm like, how backwoods is this town that this is their main road of travel? It goes into Mud Pit.
No, because if you remember,
Okay.
you guys tried to find, or you guys basically when you left town, you didn't go to you guys just headed that direction and walked into
another road.
No, you guys just walked into the wilderness.
I thought there was
there was a game trail.
Yeah, you guys ended up on a game trail because you guys got lost in Torvekek found the game trail to get you guys back on path.
Wow.
That's why you guys walked into mud pits.
I'm sorry I interrupted you there. I just blew my mind. I thought that was the main road.
Nope.
I'm like, how is anybody ever gonna travel to this town and have a good time?
Explain why the town's so small.
I was like, nobody would ever get here. They die. Like this elf.
Yeah. Maybe this is why. Alexios is like, yeah. This is why Kyler recruited you guys to help out rather than just random townsfolk.
We are random townsfolk.
I don't know. You guys have been referenced as heroes and adventurers multiple times. But... You guys carry on down the path, headed back towards Arwin's Rest, headed west. Nope, east. Right. You guys are headed east away from the mountain. From this clearing, you can kind of see through the trees. You can see the mountain. You know, you're headed away from that. You're headed towards the coast. As you guys carry on.
Is it my mountain?
A mountain.
Oh.
But not his mountain.
Not your mountain.
Does he know who lives in that mountain?
No. No, he doesn't. There's not a mountain he has been to. You guys got to the base of it. That's where the ashen trees were.
Oh, but we don't... Okay, I don't know if I want to meet any dwarves that live in that mountain.
As you guys carry on, Grunkle, you start to smell the coast, the salty air. You can almost hear like the waves kind of breaking against the shore. I'm trying to decide something in my head. I was trying to make it quick, but it's taking me a minute. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, this one's even got me stumped. All right. As you guys head down the path, you start to see the trees thin and kind of break away. And in front of you lies the shanty remains of an ancient civilization. Ruins, broken down buildings, and a clear path leading in towards what looks to be an active settlement. The town of Arwin's Rest.
Okay.
You guys have made it home. You guys see a familiar face standing at the gate. In the rain, he's kind of got a hood up, but he holds his little lantern out. And he goes, "Hey, I think they've arrived." It sounds like Jonathan.
What are you waiting on us?
Out from the town gate comes a couple familiar faces. A man in a raccoon hat. Am I correct on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm
Yep.
pretty sure it was raccoon. I don't have his notes up in front of me, but man in a raccoon hat, a big, burly guy with an apron on, big old mustache, a very small, petite woman, blonde hair, a taller woman with reddish hair in robes, and the watch holding his lantern. You recognize it's Jonathan. Multiple people come running out the gate, headed out through the down the trail through the ruins, approaching you guys. The man you guys knew was Kyler, and Griff. They come up and kind of pull Wylfer off of his back and kind of help him carry him in, and Griff will kind of put Grunkle's arm over him and be like, "We've got you, big guy." They can see that you guys are wounded. You've got the spear sticking out of your shoulder, you know, dried blood. Excuse me. Jonathan will hold up his kind of his lantern with one arm and kind of put his arm around Torvekek, helping him in. Realizing Torvekek isn't injured, he kind of looks down and he goes, "Oh." He kind of takes his arm off and he's like, "You know, tell me of your adventure. What happened?"
It is a long story. Many mud pits and many little forest demons. Yeah.
Demons.
They did not like the taste of my axe. Or a Grunkle sword, for that matter.
With this, you see that Addison and Liliana, the two ladies mentioned, they come out and they help Alexios, and then help Kyler with Wylfer.
Torvekek's kind of just leaning forward on his axe because while he's not wounded, he is pretty tired.
They're all moving in towards town.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But Jonathan's walking alongside with you because everyone else is pretty injured and being like escorted in, helped in. Jonathan's walking alongside with you, holding up his lantern for you guys to be able to see through the rain and the darkness. As it's evening time. It's taken a while to get back here.
We think we figured out what's going on with the forest. It is nothing good. Nothing good at all.
Well, let's get some hot food in your belly and we can talk about it. As you guys enter town, you see that ahead of your arrival, when Jonathan, maybe when he called out, people started moving about. You can see that the town's bustling. It's not, you know, super packed, active town, but what townsfolk there are moving back and forth. You hear like calls and cries of joy ring out as you guys enter in through the gates, heading back into Arwin's Rest. Sounds of like words like feast and celebration are heard as you see people start moving about carrying different things. You guys are being escorted up through the town towards a very recognizable building called Hobbs Lodge.
Before we go any farther, I do have bad news.
Sorry?
I said before we go any farther, I do have bad news.
Jonathan will stop with you, and he's like, you guys were probably at the back of the party. I'm assuming everyone was kind of moving forward. You and him were talking. He kind of stops and he goes, "What is it?"
Do you know the small child that was interested in us before we left?
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Mateo?
He'll look towards Griff, who's currently escorting Grunkle into Hobbs Lodge. He's like, I do know Mateo. Griff's boy.
What? While we were out in the forest, he came charging out of the woods and attacked the little gremlins. He got dragged off into the woods and we couldn't. We tried to follow him, but with our wounded, we couldn't go fast enough.
Mateo has been missing. You said that he followed you?
Apparently. We didn't know he was following us until he charged out of the woods with a spear.
And And he was taken?
Yes.
By... Is this the demons you mentioned?
Yes.
That is unfortunate news. Griff
I'm
will,
sorry we could not do more, but...
You best tell Griff, though.
I'm afraid you are going to say that. All right.
It's not my story to tell.
Very well. Do you think before or after they have this feast they're talking about?
That is a great question, my friend. I don't know if there's any good time to hear that your son's been...
I fear once I tell him we will not be welcome here anymore. So I suppose best get it out of the way quickly.
He kind of looks up to the sky and he goes, well, let's at least get you indoors. By the fire. It's a good place to start.
Alright, let's go.
Grunkle, is there anything you wanted to do as you were being escorted in through the town by Griff?
Resist crying. Grunkle's trying to put on a tough face, but his knees are weak and he wants to just collapse and just be like, I love you, town. Please don't ever leave me again. I'll do anything.
You're much going to... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he's going to move forward, and wherever he's taken, and he's going to indulge him. He's taken to the bar tavern. He'll eat. If he's taken to a doctor, he'd prefer that and get the stick.
Your Discord's dying, but I'm catching it.
Oh, it is.
Now it's fine.
He wants to, as I say, he's trying not to cry, trying not to collapse. He just wants to get medical attention, but if that's not where they take him, he will drink beer and eat food and do whatever he can to sedate himself. Grunkle is trying not to cry.
So you're bigger than Griff. He's got your arm over his shoulder, kind of helping prop you up as he moves you along inside.
Me feel better.
He's kind of
strong emotional thing.
He's a big guy. You can tell he's strong. He's fat, but you can tell he was probably really strong back in his day, and he's still got that strength. He's grabbing and rubbing your back, seeing that you're hurt, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, big guy. We're gonna take care of you. I made sure we've got plenty of food, hot fire. We've been waiting for you to get back. It's good to see you." And he'll kind of pat you on the back as he carries you into the building. And with that, Torvekek finishes up his conversation with Jonathan, trying to figure out how to address the news of Griff's son, Mateo, as they enter Hobbs Lodge. And with that, we're going to fade out. The camera is going to fade out as the doors to the caravan wagon turned tavern wagon close. Our heroes finally get to rest. Outside, a notice is hammered into the wall of Hobbs Lodge as the rain kind of comes down and lightning streaks across the sky. A man in a hood, you can't see his face, tacks this notice on the wall. It's a wanted poster hangs there with Wylfer's likeness drawn on it. The camera's gonna zoom out. It's kind of out overlooking the town. A barren ghost town, now bustling with movement and sound, even in the storm, even in the rain. People moving back and forth, heading into Hobbs Lodge, running back into their homes, heading back towards Hobbs Lodge. Camera's gonna move up and away, out into the swamp, towards the mountain. Up closer to the mountain, and up, still looking at the town. It's gonna cross over the shoulder of a being covered in overgrowth. Stand there staring down from the not from the mountain, but from closer to the mountain, down towards the dim lights of Arwin's Rest, overlooking the town. A smaller being stands next to it. Human-like. A child. As the camera zooms out, the child reaches up and holds the hand of the overgrowth creature next to it, looking down over Arwin's rest. And as the camera keeps going, a whoosh of sound and a low moan follows, an ancient, deep, sorrowful, painful, emotional moan, echoing throughout the land. Birds fly out from the swamp, and the overgrowth creature turns and looks over his shoulder. As you guys see, well, you guys don't see, but the players see, a feminine face on the creature. The overgrowth creature turning and looking towards the mountain where this moan came from. They look almost scared. And that is where we're going to wrap up. That's it.
Woke up. Something woke up that wasn't supposed to wake up.
That's it for chapter 1, part 1 of King's Crossing. Ending a little early, but that's okay. Olaf would like surgery on his leg, please. Who's Olaf?
Wylfer?
Oh, shifty apologies. Olaf would like surgery on his leg, please.
His name is Wylfer. Wylfer Bellalore. Who's Olaf?
Yeah, I don't
Shifty
know.
forget his own character's name?
Maybe?
I don't know who Olaf is, but I know Wylfer has a busted leg. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap this one up. That's it for chapter 1, part 1. There's going to be a part 2, potentially. But that is the finale. We're going to be wrapping up a little bit short today, but it's all well and good. My ice cream's melting in my hand. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. We're going to be taking another quick short break. And then we'll be coming back with Under the Table, which is a post-game talk show where we come together and we get to break down the session as a whole, talk about anything and everything, Q&A from you guys, from the players, from myself. Maybe I have stuff that I want to ask them about. We can even talk about the entire adventure so far, not just today's session. So before we leave, I'm going to do a quick shout out. My name is Wrath. This is my stream, The Official Wrath. I appreciate you guys hanging out, listening to this. We do streams pretty much daily, so you can check these out. The channel is converting over more to a TTRPG focus, so you're going to see a lot more focus on RPG campaigns like King's Crossing, like the Strange Town of Golden Ridge, which is going to be resuming as of next week, same time, DM'd by Mr. Pickles. You're going to see more RPG campaigns coming forward, like a Pokemon game, and guest DMs who will be coming on and doing their own campaigns potentially in the future. That's about all I have. We have a Discord. You can type !Discord if you want to join that. Meanwhile, Mr. Pickles.
Yes, I have a podcast. If you want to listen to a podcast where I talk about movies, the most recent one was Mazes and Monsters, and it's all about how D&D will make you suicidal, starring Tom Hanks.
Not a great segue from mine. Hey, we're gonna do a bunch of D&D stuff here, and Pickles. Yeah, D&D makes you suicidal.
Yeah, it's a terrible movie, and if you listen to the podcast, not only will you save time from actually. You'll save more time listening to the podcast than watching the movie. You'll have more fun too, and you'll hear me burp in a very disgusting way and advertise medication that exists accidentally.
Oh yeah,
too.
I was like, what? Yeah, that was funny.
Wild trip.
I usually rant way too long about his things, but I have been listening to him. It's not my cup of tea, but for some reason I started listening to him, and I've listened to all 4 episodes, and I've laughed every single time, and it's a good time. So, you know, even if it doesn't seem like your thing, give it a listen. Try one episode. There's 4 different episodes out, each one covering a different topic, a different movie, and you don't technically need to listen to them in any order. You know, if you are more interested in a D&D episode, that one's the one for you. Check out the new episode out, episode 4. Fred, you got anything?
I exist. I don't do Twitch. I don't do YouTube. I don't do social media other than to just exist on there and lurk. But if you do have questions, you can get in contact with me on the Wrath's Discord. Just DM me. I am a huge history nerd, so history questions, if you need help on history homework or anything like that, just let me know.
There you go. Anyways, guys, that's it from us. We hope you enjoyed Chapter 1, Part 1 of King's Crossing.